Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on the Frost Lord particle effect cosmetic thing from the Mineplex server. I believe it was like a limited time thing that they had some Christmas or winter time ago. Here I'll just show you a quick demo of what it looks like. This video is by the Ghostly Captain. Um, so it looks something like this. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of neat. So I'm going to show you how to make it instead of having to buy it. Well, I guess you can't really buy it anyway anymore since there's limited time, but I'm going to attempt to make it. 1 second. Alright, so this video I'm going to be doing a bit differently because I actually have no idea how to make this particle effect. I just looked at that video and I'm going to try to make it as I go along with the tutorial just so you can kind of get an idea of how I think through when I'm creating these particle effects. So I already have like a method for like an event handler thing where if you click it'll trigger this particle effect, which we're going to call Frost Lord, and it's going to take player. I'm just going to reference this. This was in my last video. This was the Mineplex's Blood Helix particle effect. I'm just going to check this so I don't fuck something up and then have to redo it all. And it follows pretty, it's kind of, it uses a lot of the same stuff. So we're going to have a new Bukkit runnable. And I don't really code that much anymore, so I can't really remember exactly how to do everything. Also, when I have it right below, it's kind of tempting just to look at it. What do we want? I guess we'll use phi again. Phi equals 0. Hopefully I can get this on my first try. I don't want to fuck around with it too much while I'm trying to teach you guys, but I think it'd be kind of cool to see how I figure it out. Good challenge, you know? So, not even really thinking about what I have to do. I'm just looking, I'm just copying this shit because I'm a piece of trash. Yeah, so here's a runnable, and then we're going to be incrementing the value of phi by, I don't really know what this number should be, but we'll just pick like a small number is usually better, just because it'll look nicer or use more particles generally. Let's just do 8 for now. We'll see what we could change later. Yeah, right now I'm basically just copying my last tutorial because I'm a piece of shit. I don't know how to do anything. This should be final, I believe. And then here we're going to have our equation. We're going to use, oh wait, we need a for loop in here. So I believe the for loop will go in here. Yep. Fuck, so I guess we'll use, I haven't thought about this yet. So what it is we have, it's basically a bunch of, it's kind of like the cone effect. It's actually very similar to the cone effect, except it uses a lot more things in the for loop. Like, you could kind of think of them as helices that have a decreasing radius as a function of time. So as they, at the bottom they start further away from you. As they get closer to the top, it's like a cone shape. It gets, the radius decreases. And so we're gonna need a for loop to create, like, each time we execute the runnable, we're gonna go through the for loop, which is gonna create like that particle, that one, that one. Oh shit. So each one, it's fuck it. Okay, I'm not explaining that anymore. I'm done. hopefully you kind of get it, what I'm trying to say. I'm not really good at doing this on the fly. A lot of pressure, so I just end up pussying out and looking at the code underneath. So here we're gonna have, let's do, yeah, this is gonna be 2 times math.pi, because it's gonna like go around once, and there's like 2 pi is the same as 360 degrees, and we're going to increment the value of t by, so here they have, like, I don't care if it's exactly the same, like I don't care about copying them exactly, it's just the concept of it. They have about like 10 or so, I don't know, like let's say 10 or 7 or 8, I don't know. So basically we want to create, you know what I'm trying to say, probably not, but so say we want 10, we're gonna make this this will be 5, or math.pi over 5, because math.pi divided by 5 goes into 2 pi 10 times. Like if pi over 5 goes into 2 pi 10 times. So this is going to create essentially like 10 helices that have a decreasing radius as they get higher. So now in our for loop, we're going to define our the parametric equations we're going to be using. So we're going to have, shit, I didn't think about this at all. Okay, so I like to start off with the radius here. So the radius is gonna, okay, I'm not looking at the other tutorial anymore. So the radius is going to be starting at, let's say, like 2 blocks. So it's going to be 2, and then the radius is going to be decreasing as, I don't really like how I did this. I'm changing this to t. And this will change to phi. You guys probably don't care at all, but it just makes a lot more sense to me. So now t kind of represents our time, or it's proportional to time, and then phi is basically kind of the angle. It's like the player's yaw in a way. Well, actually, no, that was stupid. Forget what I just said. It's just like the yaw, or the angle, about like from the x or positive x or z axis or whatever it is. Yeah. So this is, yeah. Fuck. Okay. So our radius is going to be 2 minus t, and then t. Okay, I have to finish this shit. So dot run task timer. See, this is what I go through when I'm trying to make these fucking particle effects. It really pisses me off. And I'm so dumb I can't talk and do this at the same time. I don't even remember what my class is called. It's event handle, okay. If you're having an error with this shit here, basically what it is this is your main class, and in your main class you should have something that has a get instance method. I don't really get it. I think it's not, I don't know, I'm just fucking dumb, so look it up. I'm not going to try to explain it. I think it's pretty simple though. It's just something you need in there. Basically what this is, just figure out a way to get the plugin. You just need the plugin here. And then this is going to be 0, and that's going to be, we'll do it every tick. And before we finish this, so we're going to do if t is greater than, what do we want to do? Shit. So we don't want this going too high. So how high should it go? It should go like 3 blocks maybe, so... Yeah, then we'll just decrease. Okay, we'll do that. Alright, so if t is greater than about 3, like 3.14, we're going to cancel it, and it's going to stop at the top. So now in here, we're going to go back here and figure out what the fuck we're doing with our radius. So we want the radius to end up being 0 when it gets to the top. So basically when t, the smallest value of t is going to be 0, so the initial radius is 2, because 2 minus 0 is 2. And the minimum radius we want is going to be 0, so we want 2 minus t to be equal to 0, so we're going to need t to be a value of 2, but since we have it going to math.py, my fucking phone's ringing, we're going to change this to math.py. Phone's ringing, gotta be the Mexicans. I'm just not going to answer it. Fuck, it's really annoying though. Yeah, so that really threw off my flow right now. I want that fucking spacing there. Okay, so yeah, so like I was saying, this is our fuck you. Okay, this is our radius. Then the maximum value is going to be math.py. So it's going to start off with a radius of 3. If we want to have a smaller radius, we can multiply this by some coefficient, like that. So it's really like a lot of messing around, and if you know the math, it makes it a bit easier. I'm putting the spaces back there, because I want to. And then the minimum value we want to be 0, so... Oh, fuck, now... Okay, wait. I know how to do this. We want to have this out here. So it subtracts first, because bed nasty now, and then it's going to just decrease it by that factor. So, we can fuck around with this later, but my point is, it starts at a value of 3/4 times pi, and then as time increases, as it's creating this particle effect, this t is going to be getting bigger, so this radius is going to get smaller until it approaches 0, which is when it ends at the top. So now I'm done with this fucking radius thing I just spent like 10 minutes explaining it, and hopefully you get it. So after the radius, we're going to be, so this is our radius, so we're going to multiply that by, this is just going to be cosine of t plus phi. I think that's right. So then what this part is, it's kind of similar to my last tutorial, which I explained, so if I don't explain it well here, you can check out my last tutorial, because I spent a good amount of time on it. Now my dog's here and trying to eat my food. Yeah, so some motherfucking cosine is doing some real shit, okay? It is... it's, I'm so tired. Okay, so cosine of t, blah blah blah, it's doing some stuff. And what the phi is doing is, as it loops through... So it's going through a runnable with a bunch of values of t, and each time it goes through the runnable, it's going to get to this for loop, where it executes this for loop, or, yeah, runs through the body of this loop several times, about 10 times, with the constant value of t. When it finishes running through 10 times, it's going to go back up here, increase the value of t, run through the body of the for loop again another 10 times, and that's how we make the particle effect. So when we're using t and phi here, it's going to spawn, like, I can't really... So, see, fuck you, man, stop moving. So, Jesus Christ. Okay, so you see how there's a bunch being spawned at the same time around the player? Like that point, that point, that point, that point, that point, that point, that point. It's all being spawned instantaneously, and that's because it's in a for loop. So that would basically be one value of t, and it's at a different angle around the player because we're adding phi here. It's like shifting it. I think I spent enough time talking about that. If you didn't get it by now, I'm probably not going to be able to make it any more clear, but yeah, so next is y, and don't worry, z is going to be like exactly the same as x pretty much, so I'm not going to explain it all again. Y is going to be the vertical, so we just want it to be increasing at, I believe, a constant rate, so we could just do t. And we want it to stop. So how high do we want this to go? Right now it would be going to about 3 blocks because we're just doing t. If we made this like 2 times math.pi, then we could do this 0.5 times t or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so it's just going to go to a height of like about 3 blocks or so. And we could see how that looks and then change it after if we want. We could also do stuff like t times t if you wanted to like accelerate. So as t gets larger, it's going to like exponentially increase. And then z is going to be the same as x, pretty much. The only thing we're changing is making this sign. Shit. Make that sign, just because x equals cos t, z equals sine t is the equation of a circle, and then y equals t basically just pulls that circle up. And then here's our radius multiplier coefficient function modification thing, and this is our phase shift, which just makes the different particles around kind of oriented differently around around the player in a circle. Yeah. So here we're gonna have, I think we do this. I don't even remember. Location.add xyz. Yeah, that's right. And then we're gonna do particle effect.display. That's wrong. Particle effect dot, what is it, like snow poof? Shovel. Let's do shovel for now. Dot display. I'm going to display it at our location we just defined, and 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. This is the offset or velocity or something like that, and this is the number of particles being displayed at that one location. We only need one because it's going through a shit ton of times, so if we had more than one, there's not really much point to it. Now we're going to subtract the location again, and that just basically resets it, so the next time it goes through the loop it won't keep increasing in a way we don't want it to. Yeah, so I promise I just did this freestyle off the top of the dome, spitting hot, bucket fire. That'd be really cool if it worked to the first try. It's obviously not going to look as nice as we would want it to in the end, but if it has like the general shape, that'd be nice. So let's reload it. That's probably pretty shitty. Oh, that's okay. That's not it. It's kind of similar though. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, so that's you can see it goes a bit high there, like it goes one too high, and that's because I'm dumb, and this has to be equal to, I think. Yeah, there, so that fixes it. So what we notice is that it looks really shitty, and that's because First of all, I don't want t increasing that fast, so we'll do like 0.5. That's gonna fuck this up though and go higher. This I want to increase by... Let me think about it. Oh. Okay, yeah, this should be fucking like 4 pi or something. Like 8 pi, I don't know. This is gonna look weird as fuck, but I just wanna get an idea. It's still kinda neat, but definitely not what we wanted. So the problem is, fucking, this is going, what's happening? Oh yeah, so this shit we have to change now. I could make a variable, so I don't have to change all this individual shit, but YOLO, right? So that goes way too high and the radius is way too fucking big, so make that 0.2, this we can make that 0.3. There's just a lot of shit you have to mess around with to get it to look how you want it to look. It's also kind of hard for me to figure it out when I'm trying to talk at the same time. Not really good at multitasking. Well, oh fuck. That looked pretty good actually. You can't really, it's hard to see it kind of rotating around you so much. Well, it's not that bad. You can see it's going across a bit. So what we're going to do is try to fix that. We basically want the angle... Oh, no, it is going quite a bit. So here, let me just decrease this number here. So now it's going to have 4, just so we can kind of see how much it's actually spinning around you. It's hard when there's a lot of particles there. Yeah, it's going around quite a bit. Maybe it's too much, actually. Yeah, I don't know. One thing we could do is make it... That doesn't look too bad. It could go a bit higher, but... I'm not going to fuck around with this forever. I'm just going to show you kind of a couple things you can change and how I'd go about making it look how I wanted to. One more thing is... In their particle effect, they have like a little snowball poof explosion thing at the top. So to do that, poofs. No, I don't fucking know. Well, let's try poof. It's going to display it at the location. No, it's not. It's going to... that doesn't really seem like a good way to do it, but I think it works. I don't want the offset. I want okay, speed. So it's going to be 0, 0, 0. Try 1 and then 1 or 20. So hopefully this should spawn a bunch of snow particles with a velocity at the top when it finishes. Hey, that didn't really work. Yeah, I'm going to use the other one. So just quickly switch that back over to snow shovel, and let's do more, even though I probably don't need them, but check this out really quick. Yeah, it's way too many. Looks pretty cool though. Yeah, I need like a secondary camera or something. Keep doing that. Yeah, that's way too many, but you get the idea. Just decrease that last parameter. Yeah, so I guess that's okay. I'm gonna do something quick. This we're gonna change so that this will change. This should make it better. So it's basically there's gonna be more particles per arc length, so it's kind of a more clear. Yeah, that's better. That looks pretty sick. Now we could increase this number again. We'll change it back to 10, and now hopefully it'll be more clear what's actually happening. That's pretty good. Maybe it's too many, I don't know. But yeah, you could fuck around with it. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore just because it's been so long already, and I think this video is pretty long. So there you go. That was my freestyle coding tutorial on the Frost Lord thing. Pretty pleased that I got that working first try, or sort of first try. So yeah, thanks for watching. We're going on vacation for about 2 weeks, so I'm not going to be making any more videos for a little bit. But yeah, so leave a like, leave a comment, leave a dislike, subscribe if you want to see more Mineplex coding stuff or just particle effects in general. See you next time. Bye.